Welcome back, everyone. You know, when you think about the community, you think about the well-being of a community, the health of a community, you really can't measure it unless you measure the interaction of the people in that community, how they support each other. And for the better part of 150 years, right here in Saratoga, that organization is the YMCA. And before I introduce my guest, I just have to I'm going to introduce you first and then talk about that campaign. All right? So this is Allison, and give me help.
D'Antonio.
D'Antonio. Who is involved with business development here at the Y. And this is Andrew Bobbitt, who is the CEO. Yep. And welcome back, both of you.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Oh, you're welcome. What I was going to say before I introduce you is that, you know, there are national campaigns that you see on television, and you hope that they have a meaningful impact. I think for a Better Us, the national campaign that the Y runs really encapsulates so much of what this organization represents. Don't you think? What's your opinion of that?
Oh, absolutely. Our organization is for all, and for all means everyone in our community, and it only makes our community better and better, so absolutely.
You know, one of the subtexts of that campaign that I think is so important is that in an era where you could say it could be technology, right? Mm-hmm. We tend to go into our own tribes, we tend to go into our own worlds, and here's a campaign that says, no, wait a minute, you know, for the health of all of us, for the betterment of all of us, I think we should start connecting.
You bet. I mean, certainly when you look at it from a community standpoint, I mean, community is community, right? So
yes,
it
right.
is all inclusive. Mm-hmm. And as the Y supports the inclusive, you know, the diverse nature of a community, it creates an opportunity to bring people together. It may not always be something that they are exposed to, and so we bring them together in a collective effort to try to improve their health, or, you know, increase social responsibility, you know, for the youth that we are working with, developing them ultimately makes for a better us.
Yeah, it does, you're right. And some would argue that at this particular time in our history, this is particularly important. One of the things that the Y has done here, I think since 1866, I remember 1866. I can't you tell?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh yeah, gosh. They do the annual campaign. And the reason we asked to come over here was not only so you could see the runners in the background and listen to the air conditioning go on and off, but to really just let you know that part of their mission here in this annual campaign is to help provide for those less fortunate than we are so that they can participate in everything that we just talked about leading up to this, correct?
Correct.
Tell me about the annual campaign, because you run this.
Yes, I do. So every year, staff and volunteers go out into the community and raise critical funds for us. So what these funds go to is to provide financial assistance opportunities for anyone in our community. Like we just discussed, the YMCA is for all. So we want to make sure that no one has any barriers when it comes to participating in our membership and programs. Mm-hmm. So it could be anything from traditional membership to going to a health and well-being program like our Live Strong at the YMCA, a new program we have to work with youth and teach them healthy habits called Actively Changing Together, or it could be traditional childcare like early learning, which my little baby who's only 7 months old, seeing him in our early learning center, I want everyone to have that opportunity. Summer camp, before and after school, you name it, we want to provide that financial assistance to those in our community who need it most.
And just in case you're wondering, what does that mean? Last year, I'm fairly certain that I read that was over $400,000 that went back into the community.
Correct.
Is that correct?
It is. Yeah, and this year we have, through a partnership with Franklin Community Center and just trying to better meet the needs of the community, expected to have even higher numbers that we'll need to provide and support, which, you know, then means we'll need to, as a charitable organization, we'll need to try to raise that to offset that and cover that cost.
Gotcha. Pretty lofty goal. And before this interview ends, of course, we're going to tell you how we can all participate to help them reach that goal. That money comes right back into our community. It doesn't disappear someplace, right? Comes
Absolutely.
Right, and it's 100%. We, through our fee-for-service membership, which support individuals at a different level than their donations may, we're able to cover the cost so that 100% of what's donated is able to be given through the Y, not to the Y, but given through the Y to the individuals who need it most. There's no admin fee, there's nothing off the top. It's 100% of what's donated is provided in financial assistance and awarded.
Allison, how do you identify the people in need?
Sure. So we have an application process, and people can apply through that. There's a sliding scale, but we look at people in all circumstances of their life. It's not just financial hardships. We work with
Right,
families who are going through tough times, and this might not be something that they knew that they could participate in. They might not want to spend their funds at that time on things like programs and services, but it's really what they need. They need to be part of a community and feel supported. So we work with a variety of people for a variety of reasons.
You know, I want to sit on that just for a second, because you would think, okay, so obviously the obvious need would be somebody with financial needs, but how about emotional needs,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
And you just hit it right on the head. If it's a family or an individual that's going through a hard time, one of the real ways to help those individuals get through it is community.
Absolutely.
Community support, right?
Yeah, the opportunity to just engage, whether it's engage with
sure.
staff or engage with others in similar positions, or whether or not it's the opportunity to engage with somebody who just wants to talk about the weather or circumstances. It gives them the opportunity to connect to folks and sometimes support what it is they're having to deal with on a daily basis, or an opportunity to just take a break from that and work out as everyone else is.
Right. You touched on it briefly, but I want to go back into it a bit. Yes, and those people keep running in the background there, and every time you see them run, don't you just think to yourself, that should be
We
me?
need to get out
You know, I got to
We
get
need
out
to get
there.
out
Okay, let's just talk about that
right?
for a
Let's
second. You know, you would think, okay, so you come to the gym, you work out. No, you know, we've covered summer camp. We've covered a lot of the different programs you do. Talk a bit, either one of you, about what kind of programs are we talking about here? Because, you know, you would talk about childcare. You might not automatically consider that
Sure.
when you think of the why.
Right.
Right, you know what I mean?
We're actually the largest provider of childcare in the country, and a lot of people don't know that. So we offer full daycare, we have preschool, we have before and after school, we have summer camp. But one thing I'd like to touch on, because I believe you can see our Live Strong at the YMCA wall behind us, and that's a really unique program that goes back to what you were just talking about. It is completely free to members and non-members. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be a member of the Y. And it's supporting those that are on their journey to reclaiming their health after cancer. So all of these people might not necessarily be in a financial hardship, but due to the donations we receive at the YMCA, we're able to provide this program for them at no cost to them. And what we hear back from them is that it was the sense of community that really helped them on their journey to reclaim their health. It wasn't necessarily learning how to be in this great group exercise room or running on the track. It was making friends that went through something similar that they couldn't connect with others on. And they really create a support group with each other.
Is that a serious point? You know, and that situation is peer-to-peer, right? And that's the best support. Of all the programs, Andrew, what's your favorite?
Well, that's hard, because that program in particular is very impactful, and to hear those stories, those testimonials, and know that you're blessed to have an opportunity to be able to support somebody like that, significant. To be honest, though, there's a parent-child group exercise class in the gymnasium where the kids are actually out there with their parents while the parents are exercising. It's kind of coordinated chaos. It's awesome just to see people connect at that level to get healthy, for the kids to just relax and enjoy themselves in a very positive environment, especially when there's a foot of snow out there. So
No, for a better us.
For a better us.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You said organized chaos. That's something Andrew here and I really do understand. We've changed the words around, though. Chaos comes first, and then hopefully it's organized.
Well, with children, it's got to be coordinated before it can be chaos. So.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful program.
It's a fun program.
The annual, you just announced this week, the beginning of the annual campaign.
Just kicked off.
So obviously go to the website, right?
Of course.
And the particular Saratoga Y website, which is what?
srymca.org/donate.
Okay, SY.
srymca.org.
Okay, good.
And not only can you donate there, but the financial assistance program that we had discussed is now online. As of last month, you can apply for that online. We're trying to streamline the process as much as possible, and so that'll help get you there.
You know, everyone talks about how vibrant our community is. One of the main reasons we are is the Y. And when you talk about helping people to the tune of $400,000 plus, you realize that that's really coming right back into our community. So I really encourage everybody, pay attention. Web address one more time before I screw it up.
srymca.org. And new this year is the 1866 Giving Society. It's a major gift category. We did great job increasing our donations 40% last year, not so much in the major gift category of $2,500 and above. So we're fortunate in launching the 1866 Society. We have charter members who are coming in at $2,500. We have Saratoga Eagle and Fort Miller Group who came in with significant awards, and there's a lot of opportunity. That'll help get us there faster, so we appreciate anybody.
Can they find out more about this club online?
They
They can.
absolutely can.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. Okay, it's the 1866
Society,
I
the year
remember
that we were founded.
Yes.
Yeah, the year you're
I was
familiar
Either
born,
you're
yeah.
familiar with.
That's right. The year you were founded, 1866. Yeah,
Yeah.
find out about that because that would be something, right?
You bet.
Okay, great to see you both.
You too.
Happy
Nice to
winter.
see you.
Yes,
Happy
thank you.
winter.
You too.
Get in the pool.
Get on the track.
Yeah. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.